One of my favorite things that I've watched a ton of times, it kind of goes back to that. People have all these protests everywhere.
Yeah.
Did you watch the video when Peter Schiff Occupy Wall Street? Like, it's so long ago, but he goes up to all the protesters and he's
Yeah.
like, what are you protesting about?" He's like, they're like, these big corporate people are just greedy, and he's like, well, tell me about it.
Yeah.
And then he literally just spits out facts after facts after facts, and they don't even know what they're protesting.
Of course, most people don't.
They're just there to. I mean, if you go debate them, like, just off facts, at the end they're like, well, they just kind of walk away. They're like, never mind, I don't want any part of this. It's like, well, the whole reason you're protesting is because you feel passionate about something.
Yes.
That something's happening. So somebody shows up to actually debate you. It's like, you have to go watch it if you haven't seen it. It's so great.
I want you to think we're productive members of society. Probably we haven't been to a protest this year or the last couple of years. And the reason why is because we're productive members of society. It's like one of these things that, like, in order for them to protest, understand they have to have enough free time to go protest in the first place, which means they're probably not a super productive member of society. And also, like, the incredible motivation. Like, I have so many things I have to do. In order for me to feel that strongly about something, I literally cannot educate myself on the other side. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way for me to edge. And the other thing is, these protests don't change the minds of the middle. They only make the people who are on one side, they allow them an echo chamber to feel included, and then they get a couple of moments on the news or whatever. Like, it's one of these things. Like, I can't imagine. I've seen protests. I've definitely I can think of how I think about those things and how they affect me personally. But the idea of me going out and protesting, it would have to be something where, like, how do I have enough free time to do that? I'm a productive member of society.
I always wondered that too.
Or leaving negative comments on someone's YouTube channel where I make personal attacks. I'm like, how worthless must my life be to where I have so much free time in order to do this? Because I got news for you. Anybody who leaves those comments, I have dinner with successful people on a regular basis, and I ask this question regularly. How many times have you left a negative YouTube comment on someone's channel, or a negative TikTok comment, or a negative tweet? And they're like, I don't even know how to do that. I'm too busy making money. I don't understand this. Successful people don't leave these stupid comments. And so that should let you know that if you're leaving the comments, you're not successful because you're leaving the comments. Like, that's what's going on. Successful people don't do this. And so they can't rationalize it. But what happens is, instead of, like, you want to know the number one thing to sell? It's an incredible thing to sell. It's victimhood. Selling victimhood is incredible. The markup is unbelievable. It sells itself. You don't have to sell. It's like selling crack cocaine. You don't have to sell crack. Crack sells itself. You don't have to sell victimhood. Victimhood sells itself. Being a doom scroller, or like one of these people who just tells you that all women are bad or all men are bad. It's very easy. Those people, their channels grow. There's a guy named Wheat Waffles. Basically, he's a black pillar. He thinks that only looks matter to women, nothing else matters. So what he's saying can be proved, can be easily disproved through science and anecdotal evidence and hundreds of thousands of experiences. But even though his channel is objectively wrong, it's very similar to flat earthers, their channels kept growing and growing and growing because it allowed you to be part of a conspiracy where you're the victim. What an incredible roller coaster ride to sell people. You're just a victim. All this thing happened because you're a victim. It's like these people who, like, make an identity off the Kennedy assassination. I'm like, that doesn't affect you. But if Kennedy was killed by the CIA, that's the reason why I can't get a home business loan, because they're out to get me. That's the reason why I can't find a good woman. It's like this like line of victimhood that happens afterwards. And it's just so scary to me. If we fake the moon landing, we did not fake the moon landing, but if we did fake the moon landing, so these people are like, they want to believe we faked the moon landing because it gives them an excuse for all the other failures in their life, because the CIA is out to get them. Stanley Kubrick is out to get them. And it's just one of these things where, even if it is true, even if we did fake the moon landing, that doesn't mean you can't be rich. That doesn't mean you can't be in shape.
Or have a good wife.
Or have a good wife. It doesn't mean that. But you've covered yourself in this warm blanket of victimhood. And it just feels so good to believe that dude, all of it's true. The whole government's run by lizard people who live under Antarctica, whatever Alex Jones had to say this week. Whatever the thing is that you want to believe is true, even if all of it's true, there's directed energy weapons that created fires and I created fires in Los Angeles, even though I could have done it with a match. Whatever you need to believe is true. Even if it is all true, you can still be rich this year, but you won't be, because you're more concerned with the conspiracy that leads to you excusing your own failures, i.e. victimhood. What I just said is going to be really hard for a lot of people to hear. They don't want to hear this. They want to believe that their conspiracies are things that they're they're entitled to. Yeah. And my whole thing is, I there's conspiracies that I believe in right now, but the reality is it's not going to stop me from being successful.
Well, the point that kind of goes to that is, you know, as a man, and I know a lot of people probably said it on podcasts, but you know, nobody's coming to save you.
Yes.
You're never going to, you know, have just your hand out and somebody's just going to come save your life. And all of a sudden you're going to come have this magical life. And I talk about it a lot is, you know, that goes back to the taking action.
Yes.
And it's like, you have to take responsibility for your own actions and not point the finger at everybody else.
We just saw the opposite of when I heard Donald Trump say that he was going to make it so that social media influencers were going to have the right to appeal with these. So did you see the speech?
No,
where he said,
I didn't.
In the future, he goes,
so if they get
we're going to
off the platform or something?
Yes, we're going to write laws that basically state that social media influencers have a right to an appeal. They can't have their accounts taken down for nothing. And if they're ratioed, they have to get an explanation for it. When he said that, that's why I voted for him. Now, what's happened, unfortunately, though, is a lot of people, they're falling on hard times, and they actually think Donald Trump is coming to save them. They think Donald Trump is coming to save them. Understand, I'm saying this as a person who voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not going to save me. Donald Trump is not, I'm going to save me. Donald Trump is like, it's definitely better than the alternative, but he's not going to save me. And there's a lot of people out there that are like, it's a new day, a new golden age. Like, I understand politically for him, I wish him nothing but the best, but Donald Trump is not going to save you. He's not going to make your business grow. You have to get up every day when you don't want to and do the things you don't want to do every day, in part because they're hard. When you do that, you will save you. But Donald Trump will not. I'm just using him as one example. There's a million other examples of this, but it's like one of these things where even the guy I wanted to get elected got elected, and still I recognize he won't save me. My life will change a little bit. My highest tax bracket will probably change. I pay a lot in taxes, so I'm probably going to pay a little bit less in taxes. But the most important thing Donald Trump is going to do for me is, and we've already seen this with Zuckerberg coming out and basically saying we're going to change the way we look at canceling
right?
people. But that happened in part because of the threat of what Donald Trump was going to do. And again, I applaud the president. That affects me so much personally, and so that's the reason why I feel like I voted for the right guy. But he's still not going to save me. He's not going to change every single aspect of my life. He's not going to get rid of all the evils in the world. And even if he is, I can't live my life like that. I have to save me.